From all of us here at News Channel 5,
happy holidays.
Tonight, the tsunami death toll now tops 6 figures. Amid the devastation, survivors line up for food and for shots as officials try to prevent still more deaths from disease. Desperate parents search for missing children, and the internet becomes a clearinghouse for donations. Also tonight, U.S. Marines train Iraqis to fight back against insurgents. We'll give you the inside story. Plus, Dick Tracy had one. Soon you can too. A look at new technology in the year ahead.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
And good evening. Dan is off tonight. I'm John Roberts. The number is staggering. The tsunami death toll today passed 100,000. For the survivors, relief is arriving, more is on the way, and pledges of aid now total $500 million. It will go to help an estimated 5 million people in a dozen countries, many in remote areas lacking basic food and shelter. Polluted drinking water is a major health threat. The estimated death toll is now at least 125,000. That includes 80,000 in Indonesia alone and tens of thousands in Sri Lanka, India, and Thailand. The U.S. government reports 14 Americans killed, 2,000 to 3,000 unaccounted for. The Indonesian island of Sumatra took the deadliest hit. Take a look at this. This satellite photo shows the provincial capital of Banda Aceh before the tsunami. And here it is after, more than half the city destroyed. Reporter Scott Bevan of Channel 9 Australia is there, and I asked him what he has seen.
John, as we were flying in, we noticed as we were getting ever closer to the ground the extent of the damage and how much the coast had encroached on the land, and Mother Nature had scoured everything clean.
There are estimates that in Aceh province alone, there are some 80,000 people who have died. Do you expect that number is going to go up?
People are saying, well, it's likely to climb again. A lot of these coastal towns, a lot of the islands off the coastal strip are yet to be reached, and for numbers to be counted and for the full tragedy to be known.
The city that you're in, Banda Aceh, is home to some 300,000 people. How are people coping?
There are queues for gas. There is a struggle to find food, for clean water, and to avoid, I guess, the second deadly wave, the wave of disease. That's all going on, and yet in spite of that, people are getting on with their life.
Can you describe for us, Scott, how the relief efforts are going?
There is that problem of getting to these remote areas, but aid is starting to come in. There are Hercules coming in with aid on board from overseas, and it's starting to trickle through.
How has what you have seen affected you? Any particular stories that will stay with you?
And the one that has been seared into my mind already and will probably stay there forever is the body of a small child who looks so helpless lying in the water there. That for me is the defining image, the emotional image of this tsunami.
Scott Bevan from Channel 9 Australia. Really appreciate you taking the time today.
Thanks, John.
It's believed that a third or more of the tsunami victims are children, and in Thailand, many were foreigners on vacation with their parents. Correspondent Barry Peterson reports on the desperate search for the youngest victims.
Max Werkhelm is 4. His big brother Charlie is all of 6. Saga Kalm is 3. Erica is from Japan. Charlotte Svensson's 10th birthday party is 2 weeks from today. Now, they share one fate. Their pictures are on the boards at Phuket's main hospital.
These are posters put up by family members, a last desperate plea that somebody will spot a face and recognize it. They come from all over, from France, from Spain, from Japan. Some have special identifying marks, a tattoo, or what people were wearing the last time they were seen. And as you can see, there is literally no place to put another poster on this board.
When the waves roared in, the children could not know what was happening, did not know they should run. They were the least able to withstand nature's wrath, and that is why so many were just swept away. Those rescued and rushed to hospitals were often separated from their parents. Doctors found them lost somewhere deep in the terror of what they endured.
I had a couple of those children that just, came in and they sit there and staring against the wall and cannot communicate to them.
Leo and Camilla Eklof were part of a Christmas gathering of family and friends. 17 people. 14 are missing, including all 8 of the children. Among them, Leo's 3 grandchildren.
Teemu, Emilia, Julia.
We are searching for 20 hours per day.
They have so many pictures from this joyous Christmas, but they no longer have hope. A friend tried to comfort Camilla with these words.
They died happy because they were so happy here.
Teemu loved playing ice hockey. Amelia's passion was horseback riding. And Julia, she was, said her grandmother, my own little angel. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Phuket, Thailand.
In Sri Lanka, relief supplies are starting to arrive, but it will take a lot more to meet the tremendous need there. It could be a week to 10 days before U.S. military ships arrive with fresh water. Alan Pizzi reports what survivors are up against in one corner of Sri Lanka.
They survived the tsunami, but many have not yet gotten over the shock. How and where they go from here, however, depends on the kindness of strangers. As many as 1 million people in Sri Lanka need disaster relief. For 1,500 refugees at a Buddhist temple, it came in the form of some young foreign tourists who decided to spend the last of their holiday money putting together do-it-yourself aid packages.
You have to help. Everybody has to help. So we bought rice and water and sugar and some beans for making stew.
Then they put their contributions in the hands of a human dynamo. Sandhya Maliawuda is a Sri Lankan immigrant on a visit from her home in Australia.
We have a list of all the families and how many members in their family. But during lunchtime, we ask them to line up. We give them 1 packet to each.
Government aid isn't being handed over with quite the same efficiency, although some has started to reach victims along the southern coast. Given the scale of the disaster, however, it will take a significant share of the multi-billion-dollar international aid effort to make a real difference here.
Getting pledges of money and bringing in massive amounts of aid in the form of food, clothing, shelter, and medicine is actually the easy part of the relief operation. The real test will be getting it to the worst affected areas, a job that has barely begun.
The World Food Program sent out a convoy carrying emergency food to the affected regions today, but the trucks will have to negotiate roads choked with chaotic traffic and take detours. Roadblocks close off places where main roads have been made impassable by washed-out bridges and debris. Just getting this small amount of government help to Galle was a major effort.
The main problem is the transport, because we have to come by a bypass, no? There's no direct road, no?
But the problem must be overcome. Although the army has been deployed to prevent looting, for the most part, Sri Lankans are a placid people. But patience could soon become desperation. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Galle, Sri Lanka.
President Bush is sending Secretary of State Colin Powell and Florida Governor Jeb Bush to the disaster zone to monitor U.S. recovery efforts there. And across America, corporations and individuals are responding to the catastrophe with compassion and tens of millions of dollars. Cheryl Atkinson reports on the online deluge in contributions.
The desperate needs of those in a distant land have been brought into America's living rooms. Frank Howard connected with tsunami victims with the click of a mouse.
We had decided to make our contribution to Mercy Corp.
The internet makes it easier to give a hand, and donations are pouring in 24/7, apparently outpacing past disasters. Endless information on charities is at the fingertips. And it's made the computer a sort of direct link to those suffering in Asia.
What are the benefits of donating online?
The benefits of donating online are speed, direct access, cut down on administrative costs.
Anyone on the web can go to a site like google.com, click ways to help with tsunami relief, and up pops a host of charities. At cbsnews.com, click helping the victims, and it provides links to disaster relief agencies.
The result, not just more donations, but bigger ones. The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, raised more money online in one day than all of last year. For Catholic Relief Services, instead of the usual $60,000 a month, they're getting $100,000 an hour.
It's been remarkable. It's the greatest web response we've ever seen.
So great, it's clogged up the website. The totals change by the minute, but a CBS News tally shows online donations alone will likely exceed the federal government's initial $35 million pledge.
If this had been 10 years ago, how would you have donated?
We would have had to have gone to the location of the agency or something along that lines, or donated via mail.
Those days may be nearly gone, and the beneficiaries, a half a world away, can feel as close as the home computer. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Washington.
Coming up next on tonight's CBS Evening News, training Iraqi security forces to fight for themselves. It's a vital mission for U.S. troops. How's it going? We'll give you the inside story. Later, open water terror. This American couple was scuba diving when the tsunami rolled over them. They'll share their incredible tale of survival. But first, Dan Rather with this note.
CBS News honors fallen heroes. Dustin Sides wanted to be a Marine all his life. He was proud, funny, compassionate, loved motocross. He was planning to marry his girlfriend when he got home from Iraq. Killed in an ambush on Memorial Day, Sides left behind a poem. With my heart held tight, today I fight. Tomorrow I may rest, but not until I have done my best.
When Publishers Clearinghouse arrives, we turn skeptics into believers.
You've got to be kidding! Now I believe this.
This has made me a believer.
Enter by mail or at PCH.com.
I 100% believe.
And the next $10 million winner could be you.
In our fast-paced world, it's important to take a moment to relax. Immerse yourself in one of the world's most inspiring musical experiences. Introducing the most relaxing classical album in the world ever. A listening experience perfectly suited to your world. Surround yourself with the tranquility and classical grandeur of Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. This once-in-a-lifetime treasury is performed by today's greatest classical artists. The most relaxing classical album in the world ever. Over 2.5 hours of the world's best-loved classical themes. To order, call now. This outstanding collection has been digitally mastered to further enhance this definitive listening experience. The most relaxing classical album in the world ever. On 2 CDs or 2 cassettes. Call now to order yours.
To order the most relaxing classical album in the world ever, use your credit card and call the number on your screen, or send check or money order to the address shown. Rush delivery available. Call now.
In the morning, colds can be draining. So wake up to new non-drowsy Alka-Seltzer Plus with a burst of effervescence that's instantly ready to break up your worst cold symptoms fast. So you're not just relieved, you feel revived. New non-drowsy Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Exactly 1 month now until the scheduled elections in Iraq, and today militant groups dominated by the Sunni minority called the elections, quote, a dirty farce, and warned voters they could be attacked. With election security in mind, U.S. Marines are training Iraqi SWAT teams on the job. Kimberly Dozier has the inside story.
In one day this week alone, more than 30 members of Iraq's security forces were killed by insurgents across Iraq. So in the militant hotbed south of Baghdad, known as the Triangle of Death, U.S. Marines are picking up the pace, teaching the Iraqis how to fight back. These men are learning how to kick down or blow up doors and clean up their own neighborhoods.
They have to go out there, they have to be aggressive, they have to go after the insurgents.
They're learning fast.
I think they hate the insurgency. They don't get paid very well. The work's certainly hazardous, but they really want to see a free and stable Iraq.
The real graduation for this team has nothing to do with pomp and circumstance. It's a nighttime raid with the Iraqis out in front.
They've got the ball.
Their objective, following a lead from their own interrogation of local suspects to an insurgent hideout.
And we're behind the Bongo. Once we hit checkpoint 4, Bongo's going to pull in front.
Guys who call themselves jarheads because of their signature short haircuts have similar irreverence for the Iraqis, calling their vehicles bongo trucks. They say it's all part of the brotherhood of battle.
We've been in firefights together. There's a very tight bond.
The Iraqi forces take point and take their target without a shot being fired. 2 suspects are found, plus a sizable weapons haul. The Americans are trying to repeat this all across Iraq, with the Iraqis learning from them and the Americans learning they can trust their students to one day do this on their own. The challenge remains not only to build the Iraqi forces' confidence in themselves, but to get the Iraqi people to trust them literally with their lives in the face of an insurgency that only seems to get stronger and deadlier by the day. Kimberly Dozier, CBS News, Baghdad.
The Pentagon is reportedly proposing to cut $60 billion from the defense budget over the next 6 years. First to go next year, more than a decade early, would be the John F. Kennedy, one of the Navy's 12 aircraft carriers. Sources say the Pentagon would also buy fewer new amphibious ships, destroyers, and ultra-expensive F-22 fighters. You're watching the CBS Evening News, and coming up next, from a landing on Saturn's moon to a golf ball that goes right where you want it, a look at what science has in store in the year ahead.
Introducing the unusually versatile, sport-tuned Kia Spectra 5. Hook up with one.
For years, the kids have called me their guardian angel.
Brady?
When I got cancer and the chemo made me anemic and too weak to keep working, I had to do something. I asked my doctor about Procrit.
Procrit is for chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer. Procrit is proven to help rebuild red blood cells, which can mean more strength. Ask your doctor if Procrit is right for you. Procrit is not for patients with uncontrolled high blood pressure and may increase the risk of blood clots.
I'm back, and there's no stopping me.
My doctor said I needed fiber, but Metamucil is thick and gritty. My doctor said I should take Benefiber. Benefiber has just as much fiber and never gets thick or gritty. Ask your doctor about Benefiber. For me, the choice is clear.
We're here showing folks how a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch changes spinach dip into ranch spinach dip.
I like it. Really, it's different.
And changes salsa into ranch salsa.
It's jazzy, pizzazzy.
Hidden Valley Ranch. This changes everything.
Denture wearers, we stained a string of pearls in barbecue sauce, not just to prove the stain-removing strength of Efferdent Plus or the freshening power of its Listerine ingredients, but to give every denture wearer the confidence to show those pearly whites. The confident clean of Efferdent Plus.
Our hair is straight and curly, and for millions of us, it's thinning, mostly because of heredity. Women's Rogaine can help.
It has the only FDA-approved ingredient proven to regrow hair in women. The sooner you start using Rogaine, the better Rogaine works.
What an excellent idea. There's only one ooze control tip for denture wearers, and Polygrip's got it. It's amazing. This tip gives you the control you need for less ooze.
Ooze Control is a great name for this.
Polygrip's ooze control tip. Less ooze. It's big news.
So I'm wondering, what's a Thermacare heat wrap? Then I put it on my aching back and I realized, oh, it's like a heating pad without a cord. And my pain just melts away. Yes, I feel like I could do backflips. No.
Wireless web surfing is all the rage, but someone may be spying on you. How it's done and how to stop it in the Friday Consumer Alert. Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
In this final week of 2004, the CBS Evening News is giving you a look at some of what you can expect in 2005. Tonight, what's coming in technology. Jerry Bowen reports some innovations will fit in your pocket. Others will be simply out of this world in the year ahead.
Fasten your seatbelts. We're off to Saturn, where one of the most anticipated celestial events of 2005 is already underway. A probe launched Christmas Eve from a spacecraft orbiting Saturn is now hurtling towards the planet's moon Titan, on track for a parachute landing mid-January. This month's San Francisco gathering of top scientists was shown tantalizing images of Titan, which may mirror a very early Earth.
Titan is a body that is regarded as being the closest we can come to seeing what the Earth was like before life evolved here.
In another feat of engineering, NASA's preparing for the May return to flight of a retooled shuttle, the first mission since Columbia was destroyed on re-entry last year.
They've improved their ability to see the shuttle, both with cameras on the spacecraft, on the ground, and in orbit, to make sure that if there was a problem, that they will in fact see it.
And very high on the gee-whiz scale. Testing will continue on the next generation of unmanned warplanes, like Boeing's X-45, designed to do it all on its own. Fly into battle, find a target, take it out, and come on home. And when it does, you can catch it on your new cell phone TV, a hit now all over Japan and headed here. Or get ready for wristwatch TV, so you can watch commercials anywhere. And you know about pay-per-view? Well, how about paper-thin view? A paper-thin TV screen, slated for more fine-tuning in a Japanese lab in 2005. Now, remember the home video format wars of the 1980s? Beta versus VHS and VHS-1? Well, there's a whole new war brewing over the DVDs you're going to be buying next Christmas. It will be a choice between high-definition DVD formats that are totally incompatible and require different players. The Hollywood studios are lining up on either side. It's the Blu-ray with greater storage capacity versus the HD DVD that's cheaper to make. Which side wins? Stay tuned. Everyone's watching Toshiba's test of high-speed downloads of movies to the home. The goal, a 2-hour movie delivered in 10 minutes. Test results premiere in March. And golfers, there's high-tech help on the way for you, a radical new golf ball created with space-age nanotechnology. The molecules in the core and surface altered to reduce the spin rate, which reduces hooks or slices by a third. And remember Titanic director Jim Cameron? He caught some very big and exotic creatures on film for an IMAX movie out next month. NASA astrobiologists were invited on the high-tech, high-ticket expedition to study extreme life forms in 700-degree thermal vents 2 miles underwater.
A lot of scientists believe that what we look at when we see this vent activity on the bottom of the ocean is really like looking back in time 3 billion years at the actual sort of dawn of life on Earth.
Sound familiar? It's all part of a year promising discovery and innovation. Much to wrap your mind around in 2005. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
One of the giants of the swing era died today in California, the bandleader and clarinetist Artie Shaw. Shaw hit the big time back in 1938 with his recording of Cole Porter's Begin the Beguine. He entertained troops in the Pacific during World War II, but put down his clarinet in 1954 and never played again. Artie Shaw was 94. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, dive to terror. This tsunami went right over their heads and they lived to tell about it. Their incredible story coming up next.
Millions of us are hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or a certain type of heart attack, what doctors call ACS. The cause? For most, it was blood platelets that formed clots, which blocked blood from getting to the heart. Think aspirin and other heart medications alone are enough? Plavix could help make a difference. So ask your doctor about adding Plavix. Taken with aspirin and your current treatment, Plavix goes beyond what you're taking to help raise protection against heart attack or stroke. Plavix and your other medications work in different ways. Plavix taken with aspirin plays its own role in keeping blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots, which helps keep blood flowing.
If you have a medical condition that causes bleeding, such as a stomach ulcer, you shouldn't use Plavix. The risk of bleeding may increase with Plavix, and when you take Plavix with certain other medicines, including aspirin. Review your medicine with your doctor to minimize this risk. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur.
Add more protection against heart attack or stroke with Plavix.
I
Eyes match your PJs. There's a Visine for that. Eyes dried out? There's a Visine for that. Contacts making you uncomfortable? There's a Visine for that. For over 40 years, Visine has been the eye expert. So no matter what your eye irritation, red, dry contacts, or even itch, there's a Visine for that.
If I wear black, even a little dandruff shows. And my old dandruff shampoo wasn't doing enough. So I switched to Selsun Blue Moisturizing Shampoo. Doctor recommended for flakes and itch with aloe and moisturizers for healthier hair and scalp. Never wear black without the blue.
Selsun Blue.
Hello, my darling. Your last blossom beckons. I am so congested. If only my medicine could treat and help prevent these seasonal nasal allergy symptoms.
Only Nasonex is clinically proven to both treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, including congestion. Only Nasonex. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
I have returned my flower, a changed bee.
To treat and help prevent most seasonal nasal allergy symptoms, Nasonex is the one. Talk to your doctor.
You're staring at my food. I like what you got.
Why didn't you get it?
Oh, girl, I get more gas now.
Oh, you ever hear of Beano?
You take it first so you don't get gas.
I'm getting that.
Here, I don't want you to have plate envy.
Take Beano before, there'll be no gas.
There's new information about a crash that killed a Metro police officer. Prosecutors have finally gotten their hands on a key piece of evidence. We have it as well. Details at 6.
It was all so random who lived and who died when the tsunami struck. Amid all the horror and death, correspondent Sandra Hughes reports there are also incredible stories of survival.
It was the most terrifying scuba dive of their lives.
I'd never been in a situation where I felt like I was being sucked down.
Gene Kim and his wife Faye Wax had traveled from Santa Monica to Koh Phi Phi, a small island that's about 2 hours by boat from Phuket, Thailand.
I lost total visibility. It was a complete whiteout. I could see nothing, hardly the bubbles in front of my mask.
They survived, but their hotel didn't. Still, they stayed on Koh Phi Phi to help the injured. Debris shredded their feet as they walked through raw sewage. They count themselves lucky. So do their parents.
What did your parents do when they first heard your voice?
I think my dad broke out into sort of a laugh. You know, he laughed because he was crying.
They are still hoping for a reunion in Salt Lake City with 15-year-old Kali Breish. Last night, friends held a vigil for the girl who was vacationing with her parents and is now among the up to 3,000 Americans unaccounted for. For those who survived, tearful reunions played out at airports across the country.
I saw people coming off with blood everywhere, and I met this man who lost his wife scuba diving, and he had gone back in to try to save her.
The floodgate of memories opened wide.
We plucked a good 35 to 50 people out of the water, put them on our boat.
Images like that have made it hard for Faye and Gene to sleep.
Will you go back and dive there again? Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, there's a part of me that's still on that island, and I want very much to go back.
To make new memories, ones that won't keep them awake at night. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Santa Monica, California.
And that's the CBS Evening News for this Thursday. For Dan Rather, I'm John Roberts in New York. Thanks for choosing CBS News. Have a good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart, where you can find everything you and your family need at everyday low prices. Walmart, always low prices, always. This is CBS.
Straight ahead on News Channel 5 at 6, we have new information tonight about the crash last summer on I-40 that killed a Metro police officer. Police said the driver was speeding, but a News Channel 5 exclusive shows otherwise.
Also tonight, voters are expected to go to the polls next month in Iraq. Find out why Nashville is playing such an important role in the election.
And Alabama and Minnesota fans are taking over Music City.
The news is now.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. Chris and Vicky are both off tonight. We have stunning new information tonight about the crash last summer that killed a Metro police officer.
Officer Christy Dedman was killed when a tractor-trailer plowed into her squad car in July. The driver was charged with vehicular homicide. Prosecutors have been waiting for a key piece of evidence, data from the truck's black box. Well, today News Channel 5 obtained an exclusive copy of that crucial data. In this First on 5 report, Nick Barris tells us it helps explain exactly what happened.
Can you call in 351-30?
It was a horrific crash. This past July, a